Crowley presents the finest of the new and the established. Play on. The great and the good, and the best new music.
The Wonder Stuff were one of the most exciting and vital bands of the late 80s, early 90s, and it's a pleasure to welcome to the programme the band's singer, Miles Hunt, who's back with a cracking new solo album in Not an Exit. Before we talk about that, tell us about what you've been up to this year. Has it been a busy summer for you, festivals?
Festivals have been pretty good. Because last year we headlined Guildfest, the Wonder Stuff did, and then this year, about 5 days before Guildfest, I got a phone call to say, do you want to play a tiny stage at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? And by the way, we're not paying you. And I was like, yeah, right then.
You fall.
I thought, the mighty fall, but that quick. But no, it was brilliant. It was for the Unison Union. And so me and Erica went and did that. But that was a great day as well because Erica Nockalls was playing violin with me. Damien Dempsey, who's my favourite singer-songwriter of the last few years, he played, and then Erica played with Damien Dempsey on the Ents 24 stage. So that was a really good day. Got to see and meet Richard Thompson. So I went there as a fan rather than the performer, and a drunk, of course.
Well, let's talk about, let's go right back to the beginning and just give people, a taste of your background, if they don't know it. You know, who were the people that inspired you to want to make music in the first place, Miles?
I suppose the most important period of music to make me want to do it was what we refer to as punk and new wave from the late 70s. And really, for me, primarily the British stuff. I mean, I loved things like the Ramones and television and stuff like that, but I think what really put a fire under me was I suppose, not just the British ones, but the ones from London, and primarily because the lyrical content. I mean, I was only like 12 or 13. My brother was 15, 16 when all that kicked off. My dad was into it and openly encouraged both me and Russ, my brother, to get into it. But just the lyrical content, and even now to think of some of the things that John Lydon as Johnny Rotten wrote when he was, 18, 19, or Weller wrote when he was 17, 18 for the Jam. You know, the lyrical content is brilliant social commentary, but it's also shockingly well done for their age at the time, you know. And I suppose as a youngster myself, although I was really into drumming in those days rather than wanting to be a singer, it was just a brilliant education from those two people that I just mentioned, through people like the Ruts, Tom Robinson, the Adverts, even, Gen X, who's later spawned Billy Idol, of course, but he had his moments, I suppose.
Some of those early singles are great. Ready,
yeah, they
Steady,
were.
Go, Your Generation, Dancing with Myself, I was always rather partial to as well.
At first there'd been a mistake when a caller dropped me off a cake and told me that there's cause for celebration. I said, mate, you've got the wrong address. I'm living with a world of stress. So remove your cake and all its connotations. But he took me squarely in his eye, said, have you ever wondered why your constitution is sunk below compare? And cake, my friend, won't make amends for your disappointment or your loss of friends, but the one I bring has been made with so much care. I said, me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. I said, me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. With that I thought I could hear no more, so I took the cake and shut the door, placed it at the center of my table. Well, before too long my sunken heart came up for air and sent a spark into my head. Was then that I felt able to consider who had been so kind to think of me in these worst of times, and how could I repay them in due course. Well, I'll take a slice, wrap up the rest, and send it to someone at best whose luck was worse than mine, but about to change. I said, me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. I said, me oh my, sense of humor's usually required. Go on, girl. To occupy the thoughts of one that holds you dearly, as the sun cannot be taken lightly or undone. That a simple gesture such as this could raise you up and clear the mist where it'll never be forgotten or dismissed. I said, me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. I said, oh me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. I said, me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. I said, oh me oh my, a sense of humor's usually required. Yesterday I got so old I felt like I could die. Yesterday I got so old it made me want to cry. Go on, just walk away. Go on, your choice is made. Go on, just disappear. Go on, away from here. And I know I was wrong when I said it was true, that it could have been me and be her in between without you, without you. Yesterday I got so scared I shivered like a child. Yesterday away from you, it froze me deep inside. Come back, don't walk away. Come back today. Come back, why can't you see? Come back to me. And I know I was wrong when I said it was true, that it could have been me and be her in between without you, without you. Without you, without you, without you, without you.
Well, let's bring it right up to date with this album, which came out at the beginning of the year, like you said. Tell us about the making of this one. Was this one that was recorded quite quickly, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. Put ourselves under ridiculous pressure. I was saying to Erica, who's the Wonder Stuff's violinist, that come April this year, so this would be a conversation around about January, let's go out and do a bunch of acoustic shows. Then put the idea to my managers, and they said, well, it'd be nice if you got, an acoustic EP or something to sell on the road, not even like a proper release, just do it as a tour souvenir or something. So I thought, okay, I'll write 4 tracks. Me and Erica can record them at my house, pretty much acoustic. So we started doing that and then just got really carried away, to be honest. Our drummer, Andres Carew, that lives in New York, he's a record producer as well as drummer and lives in a studio in Queens in New York. So I had this, you know, would this work? I'd heard other people had done it, so I emailed Andres and said, if I emailed you scratch sort of idea tracks, could you record me the drums for them? And I thought maybe we'll have 2 tracks on this EP or mini album with some drums. And anyway, long story short, every track on the album's like a full production. Cause it was once I received these drums via email and then put them into the track on the computer. I'm like, this is brilliant. We've got to do this to everything. And then that inspired more writing from me and Erica. So I think it's an 11 or 12 track album that sounds like, you know, a full band, but it's actually just myself, Erica and Andres, and then we had it mixed by Pat Colley.
Miles, always lovely to see you.
Yeah, great,
Thanks for
man.
coming in.
Cheers, Gary.
There's no us, there is only I. Drop like a tear from my mother's eye. Mother, do you know your son at all? Looking for things he'll never find. Talks too much about suicide. Who can tell what's on his mind? Leave a good-looking corpse, I'm only joking, of course. I'm gonna ride out of here on a big white horse like some poetic horse. Could you love him? Would he love you? 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 Could you? Oh!